Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a stream setup demo right here, just so that you guys can see like the basics of setting some stuff up and getting things going. Right now I have a little loading screen right here, but we're going to move on from there. So when you have your OBS set up, and I mean, trying to, let me see if I can, I'm actually curious if I can do this. Let me do a window capture of my window. This is going to be really weird, guys. I'm so sorry about that. Add a window capture. There we go. And let's try and window capture OBS and see if OBS will even let me do this. I am curious. It will not. It is smarter than I am. Awesome. Okay, so I can't show you all the settings quite, in fact. Let me remove that. You're not supposed to be capturing that. Thank you. Yeah, remove that. Okay, but we're going to try from this base setting here that has absolutely nothing going on. We are going to try and show you how to do some very basics of running a stream. So one of the first things we're going to need to do is get to the resource guide, and I know for those of you that have already done some of this setup, this is going to seem a little duplicative, but let's go and get ourselves the resources site up so you can see what we're doing. So we're going to do, normally I could do a browser capture so I could capture a specific page. I'm going to do this as a window capture though so you can see me browsing along and rolling my stuff. So window capture, add a window capture. And yes, we're going to do this of the Final Fantasy resources site that I have set up here for everyone to use. This will be asteroidg.com/FFR if you're ever looking for anything. And that has not only the restreaming guide from Randomania on here, but it has a bunch of other good stuff on here. Google Code of Conduct for the Discord, various new player guides if you're looking at getting into the game, community guides, commentary crew resources, and that's the one we're going to be going to right now. Is the restreaming guide for Randomania, because it is key for setting up restreaming not only on Randomania, but anytime you're doing it on like your own private stream for Final Fantasy randomizer stuff and so forth. So pull that up, let that roll. Here is our updated restreaming guide for Randomania. Huzzah! They've done some changes, although there's some stuff that they have in here that they haven't like changed yet. But there are the core things that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get Streamlink, the Streamlink GUI, which is a separate file. You're going to need VLC, which is a video program that works well with Streamlink. And HexChat is, I wouldn't say it's 100% required, but it's basically 95% required. When you're setting up rooms, if you're going to be setting up any of the SRL rooms for users, you're going to need, that's Speedruns Live, you're going to need to have HexChat or some other IRC client so you can get into the IRC place and set all of that up. So, we want to run down here for first time setup, and the first thing you're going to see it's going to require you to do is install VLC. That is that video program I was telling you about. You go over here to this link, and we'll have to right-click that. Perfect. Okay, pull that up, and this loads this here. Assuming you're on Windows 32 or Windows 64, which I think most of us are, although they do have Mac OS X as well, you'd roll into that WINT file, and all you need to do is grab the exe right here, and that is the full install for it. That's all you need to do. I mentioned this not because I think you guys aren't smart enough to do to navigate through the basic links that are provided here, but some people try and do this just from like memory or whatever, and they get lost trying to find VLC 2.2.8. That is the specific version you need. Nothing else will work right with Streamlink. So make sure you have VLC 2.2.8. Okay? Once you have that installed, I'm going to trust that you can do that without me clicking on it. We then move on to, where is my music? Okay, that's fine. Go to the next. Why are you? I'm sorry, 1 second. Okay, my music has died. Whatever. Okay. Hey, there we go. Yeah. We're just killing the music now. Sorry. Anyway, once you've done VLC, that is the first step. That's all you need to do. Next thing you need to do is you need to install Streamlink. Streamlink is what's going to run in the background of the Streamlink GUI, which is a separate program for some reason, and will make sure that the Streamlink stuff will work properly. What is Streamlink? Streamlink basically allows you to pull up Twitch streams as video sources and use them for streaming without having to have your browser and everything else going as well. I believe the reason for this is just because it integrates better into OBS and also is less memory constrained than like having your full browser and all the stuff that comes along with a browser running as well. You go to Streamlink, you're going to want to install Streamlink itself, so let's of course click the link and show you how that's going to look. This is annoying. It's on GitHub. Last time I tried to install it, I was like, where's the link for it? It's not at the top. Why can I not find this? Easy enough. come down here. It's right here. Again, you're just going to use the exe. This is the full install file, all you have to worry about. Once that's installed, and it's just basically going to install and then be like, I'm installed. You're like, cool, thanks. We then move on to the Streamlink GUI. Again, click it, show you the link. And this is another GitHub one. You can use the latest version. At one point we were told not to use the latest versions. You can use the latest versions, it's fine. And in fact, in the case of the Streamlink GUI, I currently encourage you using that. Here it is, Windows 32, Windows 64 installers. If you're on Mac OS X, there is a tar.gz you can use, and I'm sure you can figure out how to get that to open because you're on a Mac and you're probably used to it. So again, you just download it, save it, whatever, and it will install. When you are done with that, you're going to want to pull up Streamlink, and I am going to pull that up for you right now, and then I will set up a window capture so you can see it. 2 seconds, please. There we go. Okay, so let me do a window capture now of Streamlink so you can see it in action. Window capture, that is fine. And do it for Streamlink. There we go. And huzzah! There it is. Let me pull that to the center of the screen for you. Okay, so there is our Streamlink stream setup. I am already currently logged in. The first thing you're going to need to do when you come into this is you're going to have to log into it. So you'll see that there's this person here. It might have a little X on it, or it might not even let you get any further than doing this right now. You'll need to log in using your Twitch, and when you start that process, it will then pull up the browser, ask if you want to do it, confirm that you want to share your resources with this. Twitch will then approve this as a proper application for you to use, and then you're fine, and you can start dealing with, all the basics of whatever you're going to do. Well, since it's tied to your stream account, it is going to pull up all the streams that you are currently following. And you can see right now I have a bunch of speed gamings that I followed, and they're all currently streaming. If you have one of these, you can hover over it, and you're going to see this little play button. The play button will then be like, okay, we're going to pull in your stream. We're going to do stuff. It's going to be cool. And it will take a little time. It will launch. It will get things ready. You'll get all this dialogue going on, blah, blah, blah.
Extend.
And hey, now you can hear this in the background. What is it that you're hearing? Let me pull up another window capture for you so you can see it in action. That is the VLC window right there. Let me size this down some. You can stretch and resize using the corners. You can actually distort it with the Shift key, and you can crop it with the Alt key. There you go. So there's the guy right there. I'm going to mute them right now because we don't need to hear them. Yay. Excuse me. Okay, so we got this. This is the video here. And now if we're on a layout, we're going to want to actually crop these down and use them. You can see these are already nicely cropped for this lovely speed gaming layout that we have right here. Thank you for Speed Gaming for hosting a video that I could actually work with. So, what is this going to do for us? You can pull up as many of these as you want. If I want to go back into... out of the way, browser. If I want to come back in here and... Why are you locked? Why would... Stop that. Oh, okay, that's not what I'm going for. Get off there. Thank you. Click on that. And lock these other ones. Get them out of the way. Get this out of the way. Come on. No. What are you doing? Give me this. Thank you. Okay. Pull this out of the way. Sorry. It's fighting me. The program, OBS sometimes likes to fight you. You'll just have to get used to it and then figure out your ways of working around it. So, video out of the way. You can see I can come back here using this back arrow right here. I can then go and pull up another stream if I want to. I'm not going to. I don't need multiple copies of Speed Gaming loading right now. But for the sake of argument, let's say you're running a 4-player one. You'd load each of them up. You can then, and you'll notice that if it's playing, it's a white circle instead of a clear circle. You can load each of them up and then pull all of them up, and they'll pull up separate VLC windows each time. Have them up, have them working. Couple key things to note. When you have a VLC video running in the background, do not minimize it. If you minimize it, VLC stops playing it and the stream will not work. Do not close the VLC while it's being used. Again, if you close it, obviously it will no longer work because the window won't have anything to capture. Simple things, and I'm just going to mention just so you know about it. You'll also want to make sure that you mute all but one of your VLC streams, otherwise you'll have a bunch of different audio playing from all of them at once. Not ideal. Okay, you've got your streams going, you got your video running, and I can pull you back up now. What is the next step? Well, the next step, if you're approved as a Randomania tracker, and if you're not, you'll just need to get approval over on the Randomania Discord, which I believe that may actually have links in here. And if not, I will double check that. Okay, it's not in here. But let's say you're talking about your own personal stream. Now, Randomania streams at 1280 by 720. I can't show you those settings here because OBS won't let me restream itself, but you're going to go into, and if you follow along with me, Settings, and that will pull up a Settings window. And then you're going to see things like General Information. Stream is the next one down, and that's the important one. You're going to choose which service you're going to want to stream to, and Randomania streams on Twitch. And you're going to pick not to use an account for it, but you're going to use a stream key. Do not link an account to your Randomania stream. You're going to do it via stream key. The stream keys are provided by the race leads, primarily currently Dangwoo right now, but other race leads have access to them as well. And you will just get the stream key from that, and you'll copy the whole string of it. It's going to be live underscore a bunch of numbers underscore a bunch of other numbers. You'll copy all of that into the stream key area, and then you'll click OK. Now, something to note, and this is recommended, have a different profile for your personal streams, marked whatever name you like to use, separate from each of the Randomania streams. And each of Randomania's channels will have their own stream key, so you may end up with 4, 5, 10 profiles depending upon who all you're streaming for. But the basic settings I gave you right there, 1280 DPI, not DPI, 1280 by 720, I have printer on the brain. And then personal profile, those are the things you're going to need. Other thing that is advisable, stream output. Make sure you set your output down to a lower setting. You don't need to stream at the absolute maximum. Let me see if I can find the exact, maybe under video. Video. Common FPS value, 30. 30 frames per second is good enough. So that's under settings. Go down to video in the menu. And then that's going to be the fourth option down underneath, like you got your base canvas of 1280 by 720, output scale to 1280 by 720, and then you have your common FPS values of 30 frames per second. With that in mind and everything going, let's now show you how to set up a tracker. So, the next place you're going to go to, and it's thankful that I have a window up right now, tracker, actually let me do it as a separate window capture and not a browser capture, that is important. So, tracker.randomania.net is the website to go to. Let me hide these so you can see it. Once you are here, you can see I am currently not logged in for some reason, even though I should be. Am I on the wrong window? No. Sign in with Google. Sign me in. Okay, I didn't really want to show all that, but too late now. Okay, sign in. It's good. Here we go. Now, here is your setup. You'll see you have a bunch of different trackers for all the various things, and you'll click on the two-player FFR 2020. 2020 is a little obscured by new right now, but that's the one you're going to click on for a two-player race. Yes, we have both a two-player. Yay, let me copy that. And we have a four-player layout, which is kind of cluttered. And then we have a bingo layout that we use for a couple specific instances, and it has a bingo board here along with the standard player stuff. That's not important to us right now. I'm just showing it off to you currently, so if you have to do some restreaming of it in the future, you know. So, let's set up a tracker source of this. So we're going to go to Browser Capture inside of OBS. Add a new browser capture. Click Create New Browser, and then you're going to use the address that the SRL room gives you, the Randomania room, sorry. You're going to use the address that the Randomania room gives you, this URL right here at the top, as your source file, as your source URL. So you're going to paste that into URL, make sure that you have the width set to 1280, the height set to 720, and then you click OK, and you can see we get a fabulous tracker right in here, right now, good to go. And the best part is whatever you're doing in the browser, which you'll have up. Whatever you do in the browser, and I'm going to make a change. I'm going to put my name here as the first player. If I can type my name properly. Apparently typing is hard. You can see now shows up right there. If I fill in other stuff like I am 2 and 4, that goes under the number under players missed. 2 and 4 in the tournament because I'm out. I am a he, him. There we go. You can see those pop in. Everything populates, but I can do all this on a browser, and all that shows up is the final output in the browser capture. Fantastic. What else do you need to do while you're here? Well, you're going to want to actually turn on some chroma key. This is a term you may not be used to. Let's use this is under layouts on the background on the browser. Do the Spring Tournament 2020 layout just for the sake of argument. And we'll set the screen chroma keying up as magenta. It's one of 4 color options you'll see on the tracker. Voila, magenta. Click the color box, it shows up. So the reason why I did this is specifically because I want to turn on the browser capture. So on my OBS window that has the browser capture, I'm sorry, I can't show this again, that sucks. I right-click on the browser, or whatever you've called it, and I click in the context menu, Filters. Filters will then pull up a bunch of, like a whole filter window, but we're going to click under Effect Filters on the bottom section of this window, and we're going to go to Chroma Key. Click Chroma Key, OK. And we're going to set in the key color type that's in the main window of that now, set it to magenta. So you can see the green that was being dropped out because it was trying to drop out all greens is now switched to magenta. The magenta is dropped out, and it's got some other weird stuff that's going on. Let me hide the window capture. There we go. So if it's green, it's dropping out certain things. If it's magenta, it's dropping out other things. The magenta that we had up there originally is now gone, and inside the filtering thing, you will see it looks grayed out. Now, unfortunately, and you can actually see this live right now, the logo for the Final Fantasy Spring Tournament has some pink in it. So it's trying to drop out the pinkness of the logo as well. You'll see under the options something called similarity. Just pull the similarity down away from where it was to the left, and pull it off a certain distance and get the logo to prettily show back up. Fantastic. Okay, and now with that set up, we close the window, and that's set up. Why did I do this, you may be wondering? Although you did see some stuff drop through, and that might be your first hint. We are going to do a window capture of the VLC video I have going in the background. Name this something that makes sense to you, like Player 1 or whatever else you have going. Just name it something that makes sense. And we're looking for that speed gaming capture I had right there. There is the speed gaming capture. You can see it goes to the top. Fantastic. We're going to crop that down. As I said, using Alt before you click, then you hold down and you drag over. And let me get the other corner of it. And Alt and drag up. And voila, we are perfectly cropped. And we can set this over top, and you can see the aspect ratio is off just a little. Speed Gaming uses a slightly different aspect ratio for their broadcast than Randomania does. So I press Shift, and I click, and I pull around, and I resize it. Good. And you can see it's now set up, but it is overlapping the layout a little more than we would like. You can try and fit the window the best you can and just live with it, or with the chroma key enabled, you can then drop it one below once it's positioned, and voila, the layout shows up through, and you are good to go. So that is how you do that for each of the window crops. We can do that again. I will show you. Click Add, click a window capture. Let me add another window capture of the same source, because that's what we're doing right now. That would be Speed Gaming. Click OK. And we're going to crop it down. Alt, hold. Move around. Alt, hold. Pop it up. Bring it over here. Shift, hold to resize to the proper scaling. And then using the context arrow down below or drag and drop in the sources folder, pull that down one, and it's sized perfectly underneath the layout, and you now have a nice capture of a stream going. You do this with 2 window captures, instead, like 2 different sources instead of the one that I'm using right now because I'm just showcasing. But that is how you do that. And you are now set to roll for a stream in the system. OBS is set up for you. You have your stream key set up. You have your sizing set up. You have your own profile set up. Everything is cropped. You're using the tracker, and you are good to go. Any questions? Doesn't look like it. I will give another second or two just to make sure no one types anything. And it looks like we're good. All right, so there we go, guys. Thanks for watching this little tutorial, and hopefully you're set to roll now. If you guys ever have any other questions, just go to the Final Fantasy Discord, which you can also check out. Oh, want to show off the magenta thing again. Perfect. I can do that. Although, obviously, I can't show, but I can talk you through it. So on the browser capture, you're going to right-click on it. You'll see a context menu. So this is on the browser capture listed in the sources on the bottom menu across the bottom footer of the OBS. See sources, right-click on browser. Context menu pops up. Properties is the bottommost option. Filters is the second-most option. Click on filters. So let me turn off the chroma key, and you'll see it is now pink. So if we have, and actually I can remove that and do it all over again. Yeah, perfect. So we're going to add, there are two sections of filters, audio filters, which we don't care about, and effect filters, which we do. Effect filters is the one on the bottom. Click plus to add a filter, and you're going to roll up that context menu to the second most to the top, chroma key. Click chroma key. It will ask you to name the filter if you care. I don't normally because I only ever apply a chroma key, but you can. Then you'll see that there's a context menu here, and it's going to drop out different things. Right now it's trying to drop out green because green is the default because most people do, as they like to say, a green screen. So instead of doing a green screen, we're going to do a magenta screen with the magenta that's set up on the tracker right now. So we click magenta in the context menu, and the magenta drops out. Voila! You can see if you're in the menu, it has grays for everything it's dropped out. It's actually dropping out not just the magenta of the screen, but also the logo and the red of one of the poker chips that we have sitting in the background. We do not want that. So instead of that, we're going to need to actually tweak down how much magenta it is pulling in. So there's the second context menu underneath, or second thing underneath magenta, the key color type, is the similarity slider. You click on the slider and you can pull the similarity up or down. You can see it'll actually start like dropping out a lot of stuff. But we're going to go down on it because we want to pull the chip, which is bluish, so it's getting pulled by the magenta, and the logo back into context. So we slide that down. I have it right here at about 157, 170, somewhere in that range, 134. It's a soft filter, so you can work with it. Get it to somewhere where you're happy and you see enough of the elements behind. You click close, the filter is applied, and you're set to roll. Any other questions? I don't want to rush you guys. Now you got time to type, and we're on a little bit of delay from when I say stuff, and then you guys pop in. If there's any questions you have about the tracker, I can show those up with a window capture of my browser. Anything else you guys are interested in, I am happy to showcase them now while we're here. Better to get out of the way now than to have a bunch of questions later, but as I was going to say, you are welcome to ask more questions over on the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord. I don't have the address for that memorized, but you can get it just straight going to the FinalFantasyRandomizer.com website, and the Discord is listed as one of the first options right there on the Start menu. Just want to make sure we give time for any other questions, since Twitch is not telling me whether or not people are typing. Seems like we're good. Then awesome. All right, guys. Well, again, if you have any other questions, come to the Discord and ask them. This little tutorial here at least should guide you through most of the process, and thankfully I will have it on YouTube as well as Twitch for a while. So just in case you need to come back in and watch it again and again, you can. Pause, play, guide through the whole process. That will be awesome for you. And yeah, I'm here to help. Dangwoo is here to help. All the rest of the race team will be around in case you ever have any questions. And we appreciate all that you do in helping out the community, and I hope your restreaming goes well now and in the future. Thanks, guys.